Mommy's gonna film. Tribe, I haven't been on my channel for a minute, but I came on for a new concept. The puppy's like, who are you talking to? Oh yeah, who are you talking to? Oh yeah, he's 10 months. His name's Garbanzo. You can be in here, but you can't bite stuff. You say hi. Mommy's trying to film. I know. Well, he won't be able to be in here while I film. What you hearing? Go check it out. Well, you met my puppy, so you get the first scoop of our last 8 months. Yeah, it's been quite the adventure. So I wanted to come back. I was inspired, and I think that's the reason you should come back. Just wanted to start a new concept of film, fashion, and food, and that's exactly what I'm going to call this segment: film, fashion, and food. Those are my 3 passions. Those are the things that ignite me, excite me, light me up. And I love to chat about it and talk about it. And I love to come on here because you guys chat back, and I need that. Every video that I do, you're going to see a different setup. It's going to be a different vibe. Of course, this is my first one, so you'll see a change, you'll see tweaks, or as I go along, I might just change it every time. I just don't know yet. So that's why it might not always be this like thematic, but because of the film that I'm choosing, which is Dazed and Confused, circa 1993, but set in 1976. And that's where my husband and I think we were like born in the wrong era. This is our jam all of the time. So it was easy for me to kind of build a set. And of course I had the clothes. Speaking of which, that's the fashion part. So not only am I going to be talking about costumes and the styling and maybe a little bit of history and tidbits, depending on the film, but I'm also going to be showing the get ready with me kind of vibe, where I literally do think about what I'm going to wear on camera, even if it's just like in my other reaction videos, which I'll show you here. I reacted to the first season of The Last of Us. Conceptually, mushrooms basically that took over and turned everyone into zombies, and then we're on the post-apocalyptic side of that. So knowing that, I literally thought about every outfit that I was going to wear during the reaction of every one of those episodes. I wanted to stay in fungal colors and natural colors, earthy tones. I just wanted the umami of all of it to come out. And I thought about that, and I thought, well, you know, I do that on purpose, but I wanted you guys to know that I do that on purpose, and to kind of show you a little bit of my process, just a smidge. So you'll get like a little clip at the beginning of the different outfits I thought of in regards to the film. I feel like I have dog hair on my lip right now. Let me... Man, that puppy be shedding. And then, of course, the costuming. I completely geek out. I completely notice everything when it comes to costuming and the look of the whole film, how costuming is, to me, the final character of any film. And I have been a costumer throughout my career. I just costumed a film a couple years ago. So I go in and out of costuming, but it has always been a part of my journey, my career in fashion. So I have that angle and that opinion and that eye. All I know is the wardrobe choices sometimes takes over. And then sometimes it just adds to the entire style and look and vibe and feel of a total film, like the totality of the energy that needs to be captured within a film, which is what you're going to see in Dazed and Confused. You don't have like out of this world costuming. There's not one big reveal or big moment or big scene stealer, but the fact that the costume designer, Catherine, Katie Dover, literally dressed every last character in all vintage clothing. It's impressive, except for one piece, which was a Betsy Johnson floral top. She says that we'll let it slide. Kathy will let it slide. So knowing that kind of stuff, those are the kind of things I want to reveal to you. So that's the fashion part. Food. Come on now. Come on now. I dream of being a foodie, but I do have certain restrictions, aka I'm a vegetarian. I'm very good at finding the vegetarian version of a meat product, so it's not going to sway me from eating all the themed food that I want to for these films. With this film, it's kind of funny because really all they did was smoke weed and drink beer. And I'm not a beer drinker. I'm a hard liquor girl all the way. But what they did do, there was one scene where we had our cute little Smarties go to the Top Notch drive-in. It's just this one scene where the three of them order burgers, fries, and shakes. And I think the line is, I guess we're just ordering jalapeno burgers and soggy fries. And like, that's kind of the energy, like that's our night. I have leaned into that one scene with the classic drive-in diner food, which I will be getting from Big Jim's. Big Jim's has been around for a long time. And that's another aspect of this that I really want to try and support small businesses, try and support local businesses as much as possible. I'm located in the Pacific Northwest, so you're gonna see shout outs from a lot of restaurants in my area. It's a expansive area, but still Pacific Northwest is where I'm going to be tapping in to all of my sources for food. But if you guys have any other shout outs that you want to give out, like share it, shout out our small businesses and small restaurants. Let's keep that local vibe alive. And then they'll always be in the comments, and people can, if they're traveling there or live there, they can dip in and support that establishment. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I just felt like this film, we all know, especially my generation, I'm a Zennial, I guess technically, but I lean into my Gen X hard. I still quote this film today. And by the way, the soundtrack, timeless. I think every incredible like rock song of the 1976 made it into this film. I'm also going to link below the Spotify playlist. And if you want the sound of the 70s, this movie to this day nailed it. And of course, always and forever in the comments, keep it positive, keep it authentic, and don't come for the jugular. If you do, you will be blocked. No problem. Let's get this party started. Let me go get some lunch. I'll come back, we'll eat together, and let's talk Dazed and Confused. Okay, welcome back, friends. First of all, I want to show you what Big Jim's has got going on. We've got, this is how they do their little bag. Yes, in the classic fry boat, like any good drive-in should. And then, of course, to top off my combo, I got a shake Umpqua ice cream, and the flavor is Espresso Madness. Highly recommend the ice cream, but as a shake, oh my God, it's so good. Yes. As they're talking about the whole theory of Gilligan's Island and how it's all geared towards men, right? Their outfits are incredible. This is very much the epitome of the mid-70s. Although I'm wearing a fringed shirt, which I felt was very rock and roll at the time, and they have a rock and roll soundtrack. This really is like the day in the life of kids in like this small town, you know? Now, all of these girls are very thin, but the way that they're doing their shapes of their silhouettes are super flattering on a lot of different body types. So the rouging, and then if you pulled it off shoulder like this, kind of like my top, you could be like this or like this. It's still flattering here for any size. They're all wearing these extremely tight denim jeans, and I figured that's probably why we didn't see any of them eat. You smoke, you drink beer, and you smoke weed. That's all you got room for. And then the third girl, she's rocking the denim, and then the fact that she's denim on denim to this day is a classic look. It just is classic. And to cinch everything at your waist, a great way to accent your figure without trying too hard. She's got the hand embroidered flowers. I used to have a shirt from my mom. Oh, I don't know where it went. This is what's wild. And on the back of it was a whole mushroom scape, and it was all hand embroidered like her shirt, straight from the 70s. And I don't know where that top went, and I'm very, to this day, sad about that. And then the white denim, please. The white denim bell bottoms is everything. If you can pull off a white denim bell bottom, please go forth and do that. It really just comes down to the correct underwear. But iconic, these three ladies for the era. I am going to start eating this. Part of me wants to eat the burger like within the bag like this, because I feel like that's how you should eat it. Like if you were to get it and eat it in your car. You have to be contained, right? That's a good solid veggie burger. I feel like if you can nail a veggie burger, but you're known for meat, you've got like 5 stars in my book. Kudos, Big Jims. Good job. Glad I started out hungry. Okay, this scene is epic. Ben Affleck, by the way, the best role he's ever played to this day. The most authentic he's ever been. Him headlocking the 2 kids is just an iconic scene. Then this, where the mom comes out with the shotgun, chef's kiss. And her hair is just all curled and done. And then she's got the classic like blouse, navy blouse with a bright green A-line skirt. And she just looks like she just got off work. And she brings the shotgun to the door. That's very Texas and very 1976. And then you have Ben Affleck and his kind of, I think his shirt's denim. It's worn though. You know, they make him look very worn, which makes sense because he got put back for a senior year. So he's actually probably 19 or 20 at this point. And he got put back so he could go around and paddle all the freshman boys' butts as a hazing ritual. So the fact that he's in kind of the worn denim makes a lot of sense because he's the oldest. And so you get that energy. So to put him in something worn to kind of indicate older, that makes sense. And then his hair, see, his hair is so old school too. And he's a total dick. Even his paddle says FAHQ, fa, Q, get it? So he really leaned in. You can tell he was probably raised like an abusive home kind of energy. So he's now doing it to others. And those could even be his dad's clothes, but you could probably tell he like works on a farm when he gets home kind of thing. These fries couldn't be any crispier. Okay, this is one of my favorite parts of the movie because I adore Parker Posey as an actress. She can do no wrong with me. Probably the first movie I saw her in before this was called Party Girl, which I would love to cover in the future because she has a ton of different looks in that film. And most recently, you probably all know her from White Lotus. But here, the senior girls are doing their own type of hazing with the freshman girls. All the senior girls are wearing little football jerseys that say seniors. They're all wearing like denim shorts or striped shorts, just cute shorts, and the tall knee-high socks, which just gives every like look a look, right? And they all have different shorts on the bottom that the seniors are all wearing, and it kind of reflects their characters. So Parker Posey, she's got the big red hoop earrings. She's sassy, she's feisty, she wears more of the bold outfits, hence her striped shorts. So she's calling out one of the famous quotes, which is air raid. Simple, it's just air raid. And then after that, she goes into many, many derogatory statements and names that she calls the freshmen as they're hazing them. And like I was saying, she's the leader of the hazing, and she's just wicked. She's a true mean girl.
What are you looking at? Wipe that face off your head, bitch.
So classic, so Mean Girls. Wipe that face off your head, bitch. I can't. It's just so, like, if you're gonna play a character and write a character that's just like the ultimate bitch, like write her the lines and then let Parker Posey say them. And then this senior, she actually has this cute little overall set on in white. She's got more of a heel with her. It's like a wedge heel, but really cute. You don't see it much. Blonde character, Siobhan, they kept her in whites the whole time. She had the white bell bottoms, the white overalls, the really bright blonde hair. So they kept her really light color. And she had like the least worries out of all the girls. You know, she just kind of rolled with stuff and kind of knew herself the best, I think. And that showed in her wardrobe. You know, all of this is just like of the era. They're all wearing jeans. Then you have our lead character who's literally just in a dumpy gray t-shirt. I don't know if I would have kept him that simple, to be honest. I think he could have handled like a rock and roll logo, but I guess, you know, he's a footballer and he kind of rolls with everybody, he knows everybody, so he kind of needed to be neutral. So I get it. And then he had like the puka shell necklace, which kind of leans towards him maybe like leaning into being a hippie or that kind of side of himself. Look like what's called like a baseball tee. Has like the kind of raglan sleeve. There's no like certain seam at the shoulder. The polo, I mean, you think of for the 80s a lot, but really it started in the 70s. I think it just got branded and more logoed in the 80s. And the third dude and friend, he's wearing overalls, which I almost wore my overalls, but to see a guy rocking them, that was definitely of the era as well. Yeah, but this scene is really iconic because of the coaches. But the classic, like, high-waisted gym shorts and the tall socks, but this line.
Next fall, you're in need of a serious attitude adjustment, young man. You better get your priorities straight.
It's just such a classic line. It's always from the coach, you know, and it was so of that era. And the style of those coaches, whew, it was all polyester, all very unbreathable, and it just was just over the top. It was veggie burger. The buns are both buttered and toasted. They put their own little like secret aioli on it. It has like relish and mayo ketchup, I'm assuming, kind of combined. Fresh tomatoes, shredded lettuce, and then cheese. Here we got our t-shirt, just simple like t-shirt tucked into like a quilted type skirt or like printed type skirt. A-line usually hit the knee or below the knee, and then like a classic heel. And she's got multiple bracelets. And the look with her hair pulled over her ears and pulled back into a low pony. She wants you to listen, and she's trying to be serious. And you can feel that in her clothes. Well played, costumer.
Hey guys, one more thing. Hey,
Okay, this is one of my favorite lines. A bunch of slave-owning aristocratic white males who want to pay their taxes. Thank you, teach. And I liked how matter-of-fact she was about saying that line, where it's like, no, she's really a teacher, and let it sink in. And one and of that era where you're still fighting for a cause, and just wanted it to stick as they left for the school year. First, you have the egg chair. Actually kind of came off the 60s, and then kind of by the 70s kind of became like kitchen cool. He's privileged, so he gets all the cool stuff, right? This kid like never has a fully buttoned shirt, or if he does, it's like a super deep V. He's Robert Plant-esque. Has a pretty girlfriend who happens to be Mila Jovovich in this, and you can see that she's got the bell-bottom jeans, like a little tank, and then like a vest over it, and that they're kind of the couple you would expect to see at Coachella that probably would follow a band, and they really lean into them being like the rock and roll couple. Everyone goes to his house. He's the party house. He's the one that was supposed to be having the party, but as you're going to quickly find out, that it's not going to happen. You guys know anything about a party tonight? Just all like, And then the dad is in, of course, a leisure suit, which was of the era and was very cool for businessmen, like off work and not in a suit. They were in these leisure suits, which was like still like a suit. It was two-piece matching, like jacket, pants, and then like a very bold printed shirt underneath. And the collar game during this time for those suits and leisure suits were something else. We've hit night. Top-notch burgers, there it is. Good day to night. The lights are on, everyone's cruising, everyone goes there to the drive-in. I swear to God, I've never come to a top-notch. And here we are. Since they're ordering jalapeno burgers, let me just finish this up. All right. There it is, the famous line. All right. He actually says it before he even pulls into scene. It's amazing. Talk about an iconic character. He's wearing these like slush pink, I would say they're probably a very light corduroy pant with a belt that's just as fitted and a t-shirt that's even more fitted. Now, who's on the t-shirt? That I have to look up because I was looking at that the whole time. So I'll insert here who's on his t-shirt because I feel like that was purposeful and I should know. But then the hair, the hair, it's like, where is this coming from? Like the 60s didn't really do that, but I guess maybe the early 70s kind of did. And then they had the sideburns and all that changed, length and everything. So maybe that was it. It's got a little bit of the Fonz and like a little bit of Boogie Nights and a little bit biker, a little bit porn star. But yeah, I just love her like green and like lavender pinkish striped shirt, and then she's got this incredible red hair, and I just love her look. She's gorgeous. Her friends are like, ew, gross, why are you smiling? Yeah, and she's like got her little hair picked out. She's like, pick my little red afro. She's like, I'm cute. I just got hit on. Like, she's feeling herself. I love it. All right. This is kind of our nerd car, and they're, you know, the ones that do right and don't get into trouble, never go to the parties, and they're trying to be out and trying to be in the mix. And so none of them made like huge significant changes in their costuming, but that's also who they are, right? So if they're nerds and little intellectuals that never go out, for them to dress up would be something like that. He would put something over a t-shirt and she would change into a different striped shirt, you know, kind of thing. Like they wouldn't have a completely different wardrobe for partying because they never partied. So it makes sense. And then he's in the back seat, you know, feeling all like wild and feeling, you know, just questioning his life journey. And he just makes, like, this is one of the most iconic of quotes from this film to this day, where he's just like, I don't want to be a lawyer anymore, and I don't want to help the people. They're people. What if I don't like the people that I'm helping? And he's just like, I just want to. And they're like, what do you want to do? And then he says this:
I want to dance.
I want to dance. And I'm wondering if they let him improv that and just did a bunch of takes and had him say different, and they just went with that because it was just so left field. Like, what do you mean? Funny, cool line. And it does kind of give you an insight to choices he makes later. So this kiddo comes out in like a oversized floral print blousey shirt, which all the guys are kind of wearing blousey shirts except for Matthew McConaughey. But for the kid, it makes sense because he probably borrowed one of his dad's leisure suit shirts after talking about leisure suits. Say that 3 times. Which again is very on brand for this kid and for the costumer to think this kid has nothing dressy to wear. He's like just about to be a freshman, but he was invited out with the cool guys. It makes sense that kid would be wearing that. How's it going, man? Pretty good. How's it going with you? Hey man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
There it is. There's the line. Iconic to this day. Might have quoted it last week at some point for some reason. Two very opposite guys, and they get in a confrontation. And when that confrontation comes to a head, you see the clash. Famous line from Clint, which is, I came here to do 2 things tonight, and we're almost out of beer. Boom. There's a sucker punch, and now it's on. That was quite the scene, that fight. You know, he's buttoned up like his shirt's tucked in, and you know, he's got a vibe going for the party, but now it's all untucked, it's all unbuttoned. He's barely wearing this shirt. He's our lead guy who'd been avoiding signing this paper that says you can't do drugs, you can't drink alcohol after midnight, you can't do this or that, and you need to sign this contract saying so if you're going to be on a football team. And he was just the whole movie trying to figure out if he was going to sign it or not and the why of that, and it got kind of deep for him.
The older you do get, the more rules are going to try to get you to follow. You just got to keep living, man. Livin.
Livin. In that last scene, when he's like contemplating, like really kind of thinking about it all, starting to look like that, like Kev, like he's wearing the loose blouse, got the cool bell bottoms, he just feels free, and it's very rock and roll. It's kind of interesting to have him looking like that, has his most deep thoughts about everything, and really does come to the decision of what he wants, and that's to be free and sign nothing that says otherwise. I might play ball, but I will never sign that. Cool dude in a loose mood. And that's the film. That's it. We've got our pliers. This is just a shout out of the fashion of the time. And that's how tight, literally how tight the denim was back then. My mom can vouch for it. Her and her friends used to have to zip themselves into pants like that with actual pliers. All the ladies back then, shout out to the commitment. I was making a comment as I was watching this and talking to my husband, like, wow, these haircuts, like, was this really how it was? And he goes, babe, yes. He's like, I grew up on a farm. This is a small town in Texas. Definitely has farm vibes to it. Like maybe these kids come from farm families, or he's like, those were our haircuts. That was it. I was like, wow, okay, well, thanks for confirming that. He said, I'm going to do a little like tiny shout out about all of the vehicles in this movie because my husband and I are car people, and that's what I'm going to do because it also added to the style of this film quite a bit. This is what my husband's pointed out to me, and now I really noticed rewatching this, is if something is set in 1976 and these kids are young, most of them would be driving their parents' car, right? They wouldn't all have new cars from 1976. They'd have cars from the 60s. The older kids would have cars from the 50s. It is cool that they really mixed up the eras and did it on purpose, I believe. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. I'm stuffed. This was a really first fun video. Tell me what you thought in the comments below. Did you think that I hit all the famous quotes? What were your views on the costuming, if you had any? Was this as iconic a movie for you as it was for me? Did you remember it the same? I have a couple other movies in mind. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. The goal is to just stay consistent and keep doing. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with me. And peace, y'all. See you on the other side, tribe. Bye. More dead space over here. Literally dead space. Okay. Nice and tight, just like the 70s. Fashion, talking about food. Whoa. Why did I do that last time? Whoop. While they're smoking joints, I'm going to be sipping shakes. Talking about film, fashion, and food.